Hello, this is the Tradesight US Stocks, Futures, and Forex Market Preview for the week beginning Sunday, the 28th of March, 2021, ending Friday, April 2nd, but Friday, April 2nd is also a U.S. bank holiday ahead of Easter weekend. So we've really got a short week, 4 days for everything. And what that does too is also just be aware that the end of month is Wednesday. That's the 31st. So statements print, that's end of quarter. So typically, and this is going to be really interesting, typically that's slow. Plus, then are they going to come back Thursday with a holiday Friday? I don't know. We'll have to see. So if there's anything to be done, hopefully it's Monday and Tuesday. Last week was kind of weird, only a couple days of action, and then the rest of it was really dull. So some of the dullest action we've seen in quite a while, actually. So hopefully we can get something done this week. But again, it's only a short week, 4 days, and that's that. All right, here's the dollar index. Let's start with the Forex side. New highs for the last 6 months on the dollar, which is good, but right back up in the range from 8 months, 9 months, 10 months ago, whatever that is. Let's go through the major pairs. So the euro dollar is the inverse of the dollar index. Looks the same if you flip it. The pound dollar, on the other hand, though, holding up a little bit better. Just bounced off that red static trend line. So perfectly technical. Easy to make money off of if you want to do it. Aussie dollar, not so much. It's kind of flat for the last 3 months. Euro, yen, also flat for the last month or so. The pound yen, pretty much near the highs. And this is the one that's been moving, right? So it is what it is. Let's go through the 30-minute candles for the week. Euro dollar high to low is about 180 pips, but most of that was Tuesday, and everything after that literally stuck in an 80 pip range for the last 3 days of the week. The pound dollar high to low for the week is about 200 pips, and again, Tuesday is the better trading day. The rest of it's not super exciting. So there's not a lot to look at on the Forex side, and that's fair enough and fine. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form, as usual. Very near highs. Not quite a new closing high, within a couple points of it though. So the market continues to hold up and does what it does. Let's go through the major daily charts, then we'll look at the intra-week action. Crude oil up $2.16 to 60.72, but it has pulled back a bit, obviously. Gold up $6.50 off the lows, but not really anywhere, barely off the lows. S&P cash gained 65.02 on Friday. We'll look at how that happened, but again, it wasn't very exciting. The Nasdaq 100, on the other hand, up 198 points, which is fine, but it's not even close to all-time highs at this point, right? You're almost 1,000 points off of that, so it is what it is. The SOX up 146, puts the 10-day, puts the 13 sell signal worked perfectly, took us back to the red static trend line. That's the target of that sell signal. Now we're trying to make ways back towards highs. The biotech's up 12 points, but they're significantly off the highs, is what it is. I mean, literally like 20% off the highs. Russell 2000 gains 38 points. Again, a 13 sell signal there was right on the money, as it often is. The VIX loses 95 cents. It's the lowest close on the VIX at 18.86 in over a year. So be aware of that. That's when the market gets boring. Trend closes at 1.58, puts the 10-day moving average at 1.2, which is not a signal for us. The Nasdaq volume was 5.2 billion on Friday. That's the lowest volume almost of the year, except for 1 or 2 days. Not exciting, and that doesn't help either. Advanced decline ratio on the Nasdaq 1,000 plus 1,015 on the New York plus 1,1765. 10-day moving average on that though is negative, so that's interesting. Google loses $7.73, but has not yet cracked those highs. Apple up 62 cents. Okay, no problem. Netflix up $5.19, still sitting where it was back in the 4th of July last year. Amazon up $5.77, same deal where it was 4th of July last year. So none of these stocks have moved in 8-9 months. Tesla down 21 points. Facebook up $4.28. Again, it hasn't really moved for 8 or 9 months. Zoom up $5.10. That's near lows though for the last year, last 8 months or so. Goldman Sachs down $3.16. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, closes down 48 cents. The Dow at 453. Bitcoin back up to 54,000. Did touch 50,000 during the week, basically, after breaking over 60,000 last week. So that was a decent pullback on Bitcoin. All right, if we look at the intraday action, we'll go to 10-minute candles so we can see the whole last week on the ES. So here it is, Friday, last Friday, the prior Friday, way off to the left. We gapped up a little, we kind of climbed higher, we came back, closed slightly positive on Monday. Tuesday we gapped down a little, filled it quickly, sold off, filled the other gaps. So all the gaps were filled for the week at that point, and we're slightly negative for the week. Then Wednesday we gap up, bang around a bit, and in the last hour we sell off to a new low for the week. Thursday another gap down, wiggle both ways, finally fill the gap over lunch, came back up. And at that point in time, and this is probably why this week felt pretty bad, the close on Thursday is basically the close from the prior week. So 4 days in and we've done nothing. And it was not a great range to begin with. And then Friday we gap up a little bit, totally horrible, wiggle both ways, look at the 13 sell signal, pulls us back, and then suddenly in the last hour, which at the last hour on a Friday is not going to give you trading opportunities, you know, boom, 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 in the last 10 minutes after the market up on the futures. So it is, you know, it is what it is. So that's that. That's what we saw last week, and I don't know there's that much else to really say. I don't see any patterns and everything. Again, the market's just kind of in this mode of just what, new highs and we go type of thing. All right, economic data on Sunday, just Bank of Japan's summary of opinions. M4 money supply out of the UK along with mortgage approvals at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time Monday morning. These are all Eastern Time. Building consensus out of New Zealand at 5:45 p.m. So no data here in the US on Monday. Unemployment rate and retail sales out of Japan. Tuesday, German import prices, German preliminary CPI, Swiss COF economic barometer, Spanish flash CPI, Italian 10-year bond auction, housing price index here in the US at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, consumer confidence at 10, BRC shop price index at 7, preliminary industrial production now Japan at 750, final ANZ business confidence out of New Zealand, building approvals, private sector credit out of Australia, manufacturing PMI number out of China at 9 p.m. Eastern Time Wednesday, housing starts out of Japan, GDP out of the UK along with current account, nationwide housing price index, revised business investment, French consumer spending and French preliminary CPI out of Europe, German unemployment change out of Europe, Credit Suisse economic expectations out of Switzerland, CPI flash estimate out of Europe, core Italian preliminary CPI. You know, again, we're sitting here on Wednesday now. This is ADP non-farm employment change here in the US at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Canada's got their GDP, IPPI, and RMPI. Swiss National Bank quarterly bulletin at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Chicago PMI at 9:15 here in the U.S. Pending home sales at 10. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. AIG manufacturing index out of Australia. Tankan manufacturing index out of Japan. Retail sales and trade balance out of Australia. Final manufacturing PMI out of Japan. Caxton manufacturing PMI out of Japan. All right, Australia's commodity prices at 1:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. German retail sales, CPI out of Switzerland and retail sales as well. Spanish manufacturing PMI, Swiss manufacturing PMI. All the PMIs from all of Europe follow over the next hour or two. Challenger job cuts here in the U.S. at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Building permits in Canada, weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers here in the U.S. at 8:30. Manufacturing PMI out of Canada, and then the U.S. and ISM manufacturing here in the U.S., along with construction spending. Ward's total vehicle sales here in the U.S., natty gas storage in the U.S., bank holiday out of New Zealand and Australia. So Friday we're closed, and we're also closed here. The funny thing is they're going to release, despite the fact that the U.S. and everybody are on bank holiday on Friday, they're going to release the unemployment rate here. Wait, why is it not listing? That's funny. It's not even listing the bank holiday. Oh, it's not a bank holiday here in the U.S. Sorry. It's not a bank holiday. It's just a stock market holiday on Friday, so that's different. But still, the stock market's closed, and they're going to put that unemployment rate out. That always seems slightly different. The thing that messes us up here in the U.S., by the way, is if you look at next week, yeah, there's still some bank holidays around the world on Monday. So it is what it is, but U.S. will be open, but just not the stock market on Friday. All right, charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.